What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes checking in here. Gonna talk to Matheus Camilo, who's got a big fight coming up. His first fight, his UFC debut. It all goes down against Gabe Green. It's coming up here on May 17th at the upcoming Fight Night at the Apex. Matheus Camilo, great to have you on the show. What up,
It's
Jaguar?
my pleasure. My pleasure, brother.
All right. Hey, I love the Jaguar. And you're from Brazil, and I know that there's jaguars in the Amazon. How did Jaguar become your nickname, and are you a fan of the Jaguar cat as well?
Was a funny story. My friend from Greece. He called me Jaguarzinho. It's like little jaguar. And then we start thinking about. I come from a place from Amazon, the jungle. The jaguar is the dangerous animal we have
Mhm.
there. So we decided to put this in my nickname. So unique.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
I love the Jaguar. And did you know the Jaguar, out of all the cats, the lion, the tiger, the leopard, the puma, the wildcat, the lynx, whatever I left out, I don't know. The Jaguar has the strongest bite, the jaw muscle. Did you know that?
Yeah, yes, I know. And Jaguar can swim, can jump the trees, is a bigger predator.
Have you ever seen a Jaguar up close?
Yes, yes, yes,
Ooh. Oh, were you
yeah.
in the river and saw it on
No,
the side, or?
when I was kid with my father, we going hunting. And that day I didn't see, I saw at zoo, but that day I thought it's a gorilla because they make a big noise. And I
Mm.
asked my father, "This is a gorilla?" And he started laughing by my face. And he told, "No, this is the jaguars, you know.
Oh,
And I saw jaguars at the zoo, and they are huge, huge, dangerous, beautiful but
but when you were
dangerous.
hunting, you heard the Jaguar. You didn't see the Jaguar, or did you
Yeah,
see
I
the Jaguar?
just heard because they know where
Oh.
you are. So you are in their territory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was scared when he told me that.
Well, and so what happened? Did your dad say, "I think it's time we turn around and go,"
No, no,
or?
no. Like when they hunting, you're gonna listen all the time. But you guys always be ready. If they come, you're gonna start listening close and be ready to kill.
What were you
It's like
hunting with?
that. They have capybaras, paca, birds, every animals. A lot of
Right, but
fishings too.
were you hunting with guns, a spear, a little
Yeah,
bit of
guns.
everything?
Yeah, shotguns.
Damn.
Yeah, and
Oh,
lighters.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say the Jaguar had bit your dad or you think it'd still be your favorite animal, or would you do it still out of respect, or would you be like, man, that stupid Jaguar bit us?
It's my favorite animal. It's my favorite animal.
Mm. The funny thing is, today I gave an example. We did a show earlier, and I said Bilal Muhammad is a crocodile, and
Okay.
Jack Della Maddalena is a jaguar.
Okay.
And I actually said the Amazon. I picture if you're in the Amazon, Bilal can wrestle and he can strike, he can
Yep.
punch. And I felt like as the crocodile, he should have tried to get the jaguar, but bring him into the river and toss him
Exactly.
around and drown him and all that. But instead, he wanted to fight where the jaguar is comfortable, and that's outside the water. But I did note, I said, but don't think that the jaguar can't swim either and go up trees. He would just rather fight in the land, not in the water. So
Right.
it's so funny that we used this whole reference earlier today. And you're from the Amazon. You've hunted and heard a jaguar, and you are the jaguar.
Yes. That's so nice. Yeah. And for sure, jaguars can swim, can jump the trees, they can go anywhere. So it's
Mhm.
really dangerous.
Yeah,
Have a lot of videos like jaguars hunting crocodiles, like they
yeah,
fight. And jaguar won the fight. That's crazy.
yeah. What did you think of that fight, by the way? Since I brought it up, what did you think of Bilal versus Jack? Were you watching it as a fan, but did you also have thoughts? One day I'm going to be fighting for a world
Yes,
title too.
always, always, always. Like I dream with this since kid, not just to be in UFC, but to fight for the belt one day.
Hmm.
All the time I pass from in the highway, close by to UFC PI,
Yeah.
I look at the image from the main event, and all the time I imagine me one day there, fighting the main event in UFC for the belt. I have that big dream since kid, and I know one day this gonna happen.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
good chance it might. And do you picture the current champion now, Islam Makhachev? standing in front of you, or do you not focus on the fighter but focus on the belt? What do you focus on when you
Yeah, I'm
when you
gonna
think of a
focus on
title
the
fight?
belt. Yes, on my goals. Because everything can change, right? Like Islam is the champion right now, but can change, can be another guy. But I know day by day, step by step, my time is coming. And I only
Mhm.
focus on the belt, on my goals.
Matheus Camilo joining us here on MMA Junkie Radio. He's going to be fighting Gabe Green on Saturday at UFC Fight Night 256 in Las Vegas at the Apex Center. All right, goes. What do you have for our guest, Matheus Camilo, the Jaguar?
Matheus, so this particular fight came about in an odd fashion, right? It was Dana
Yeah.
White's looking for a fight, but they were featuring another guy. You were kind of the other guy in the scenario,
Yes.
but he was so impressed by your performance that it actually became your shot. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about how you ended up on the Korean Zombies show and what you thought of the scenario when it started?
Yeah, like always, I believe in God, and I know God wrote my story already. And when they offered for me this fight, I just say yes. And I went to Korea, and I know all media, all guys, for this guy, for Nabotov. And I don't take this pressure to me. And I know that fight is for me, already made it for me. And we fought, and I won, and I impressed Dana White. I was so happy for that because he likes because I fought against a wrestler, and the guy very tough, and I defend his takedowns. I stand up with him. I strike with him. I did my best inside the cage that night. So I believe that like God already wrote my story, and it's already made.
Dana White actually got you on video to tell you the news, right? What
Yes.
was that like seeing him? Did you kind of have a feeling what he was going to say? Did you know what this was all about?
Yeah, I didn't know because when the fight is over, I was little mad because I want to strike against this guy more. I want to do like a crazy fight, a striker fight, but he all the time try hold me on the ground. But it's okay. And after the fight, Korean Zombie came to me and said, "Matheus, please don't leave now because Dana White want to talk to you." I got so happy, but I didn't know what's going on. If he gonna just say, "Oh, you did a great fight," but you're young. I don't know. I didn't know what's going on. So in the end, I went to the little room, and then White was there in the FaceTime, and I was so happy just to see him and can talk with him. And he told me about the UFC contract, and I didn't believe. I was in shock. Like a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings.
He did mention I'll see you in Vegas when I get back to Vegas. Have
Yes.
you seen him since then?
Yes, yes. I saw him like weeks ago after I back from Brazil. I saw him at PI and I give him a hug and I say thank you for everything, for changing my life. That was a special moment for me.
We've known you for a very long time, and we know that you train with very high level athletes. So for us, it's not surprising. We knew eventually this day would happen. Um, but for you, you've been to the PI before to help other people
Yeah.
and train there. What was it like the first time that you scanned in as you? You're here for you. What was that feeling like walking through being a UFC fighter?
Yeah, the feeling is like so grateful, like that's my feeling right now and always like I'm so grateful to be UFC fighter, it's very different. You feel good, you feel home.
Do you feel when you've been in the gym since then, do you feel like people look at you a little differently? Have people congratulated? Can you tell that people are happy for you because you're kind of one
Yes,
of those guys
yes.
that a lot of people like in the gym?
Yeah, that what you said, like I can see everyone happy, everyone proud of me, and that's making me more happy. That's the feeling because they know my story since the beginning, and they see me keeping my dreams. So they are so happy, so make me really happy.
Make sure you keep grounded.
Yes,
Just because you're in the UFC, you still got to clean those mats at
hundred
Extreme
percent,
Couture. You know what I mean?
hundred
Even
percent,
Francis
nothing changed.
Ngannou. I've seen
Yeah,
Francis Ngannou
yes.
clean the mats too.
Nothing
So
changed, I'm the same guy always. My father teaching me that, like, never change who you are, doesn't matter
yeah,
what. So I keep this inside me forever.
yeah. Is your dad still alive? He's still with us?
No,
Oh,
he died. That's crazy story. Like, he died in this week, 5 years ago.
Oh,
On May
mm,
15, May 15, I
yeah.
lost my father 5 years ago in the pandemic, and that's so
mm,
crazy. Like, 5 years ago, in that
Hmm.
same week, I was crying a lot. Like, was bad moment for my life, and after 5 years, I'm here to fighting. I'm almost to fighting UFC
Hmm.
for to make this dream coming true. My father and my dream. So how life it is. It's crazy.
And after
amazing.
telling us the story of you guys hunting for the Jaguar, it just seems so interesting. You brought up what your dad said to remain the same person, keep working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he would have been very proud to see you accomplish your goals. And I'm sure
Thank
from
you.
heaven he'll be watching you fight Gabe Green, just like he probably has been watching you all this time, looking over
Thank
you,
you.
guiding you that way.
Thank you,
Mhm.
brother.
Hey, I have
Um,
a quick question just regarding family. I remember seeing a video of you going back to Brazil, and it had been a really long time, I think, since you had gone. And I think you surprised your mom, right, or something,
Yes.
and your brothers were in on it.
Yes.
It was
I
really cool to see her get so emotional and
yes.
surprised. What did she think when you told her the news about the UFC?
I did the video because I was like 4 years without seeing my family because I was here in Vegas, and I got the opportunity to see my family, and I want to do that surprise for her, and she got so emotional, so emotional. And answer your question, after my fight in Korea and everything I know already, I'm already in UFC. I called my mom inside the van, and she was crying a lot. And I told her, because 5 years ago when my father passed, I want to give up. I don't want to fight anymore. I want to work. I want to do another thing to change our life. Because my father is the provider for the house, and when he's dead, everything changed there, and it's gonna be a hard life for us. And I told my mom I want to give up, I want to work, I want to study, and she told me, and she came to me and said, "No, you're gonna keep follow your dreams, go back to Rio de Janeiro, follow your dreams because that's your dream and your father's dream." And in that day in the van, I called her, and she was crying, and I told Mom, "This is for you, and thank you because you never let me give up, So this is for you." And she got so emotional, so emotional.
Wow, man, this is powerful
Yeah,
stuff here. I really like hearing these stories involving your mom and dad and how much they've meant to
yeah,
you and how much they
yeah,
wanted this for you. Because in our
yeah,
sport, we talk to a lot of fighters, and sometimes they'll tell us, my parents did not want me to fight, but here your
yeah.
parents felt like you had something in that world
Yes,
that you could be one of the
yes,
best
yeah.
and
For
have the
me, my
hands-on
family,
best.
my everything, I do
Mhm.
everything for them, It's my
How
everything.
long? I'm just curious. How long was the trip to Korea? You left from Vegas, right?
Yes, I was a straight fly, like 14 hours.
Oh, from Vegas to Korea?
Yes, straight fly, 14 hours.
Oh,
I was doing my hydration, and diet, everything. I bring all my food inside the airplane and go.
who went with you on that trip?
Lance, Lance and Korean Zombie was in the same flight too, because he
Oh,
came to Las Vegas because he had some fighting on T-Mobile.
Hmm.
They fought, and he fly in the same. He back to Korea in the same airplane.
Mm. You know what's funny is 14 hours from Vegas to Korea, but yet this Saturday it'll be probably 14 minutes from your house to
Yes,
the Apex.
yes, that's so
Incredible, huh?
dope. So dope. I'm gonna sleep in my bed, eat my food, cook, grab my car, and go to the fights.
Will Eric be with you?
Yes, Eric, Coach Giff, and Jesus.
What has Eric been telling you to keep you calm, but at the same time keep you ready to fight? Because it's
Yes,
important to be calm, but at the same time you don't want to lose that
yes,
edge.
yes. Coach Eric, like very good mentality. He all the time tell me, Matheus, you are a serial killer. You are cold like a stone. So that's my mentality for this fight.
Nice. All
Yeah.
right. Well, listen, we are extremely happy. We've seen you, like I said, fighting on at Tough Enough, for example, smaller shows. I remember that loss in 2022. It set you back a little bit.
Yes.
And then now hearing about obviously your family and how involved they've been, your dad looking up from above and everything, and now seeing you finally reach this UFC goal, it really, really makes us happy. You're always in there training, man.
Yes.
And so it's cool to see you rise like that.
Thank you so much. You know, it's my pleasure to talk with you guys. You reminded me in the beginning, right? Like 6 days
Mhm.
ago, I told you guys we're gonna talk here in that media
Mm,
in my UFC debut, and we're doing that. You know, that's so crazy. You know.
Yeah.
it is. All right, my
Yeah.
friend. Well, we'll let you go. Thanks for doing the interview on Fight Week, and best of luck with a smooth weight cut and a great fight on Saturday.
Thank you so much. I wish you guys all the best. You know, it was my pleasure to talk with you guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jaguar.